What is up, guys? The LA Gamer here, and today I am bringing you guys episode 2 of my MLB 16 The Show Road to the Show series. Now in today's episode we are doing the showcase. We are getting drafted. There's a lot going on in this episode, but if you guys know, or if you guys do not know already, when you start a Road to the Show series, or a Road to the Show player, not a series, Road to the Show player, you get 500 training points to work with. So I dumped those 500 training points into most of my hitting stats right here. And then also because I pre-ordered the MVP edition, I got 5,000 training points. But actually, I think you got 5,000 training points regardless as long as you pre-order the game. So with those 5,000 training points, I felt like it was going to be best utilized if I dumped it into this Road to the Show player. So that's what I did. You see, I'm just kind of giving him a better start. And I don't really think, I know how there might be some viewpoints as to how dumping these starter points could almost be like cheating because I'm making my player way better. I felt like that was only fair because they start you at such a low overall that it's not even realistic. Like, how am I supposed to be a top prospect if I don't even know how to bunt the ball? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to give my guy a nice starting ground, trying to make him at least a decent player coming into this draft. And hopefully that way I'll be able to perform in these showcase games in this little Bozeman showcase thing. So this Bozeman showcase is a new thing where you have to do some hitting drills in front of some scouts. You have to do some fielding drills in front of some scouts. And then you have to do some, actually not base running, just hitting and fielding actually, I think. But the hitting was pretty devastating. You guys will see here, my first two pitches I fouled off pretty bad. And let's realize that this is actually, this guy's throwing me pitches right down the middle and I'm struggling to hit them in play. So yeah, I'm definitely not looking very good here. Something about this guy pitching to me, though, is way different than it was when I was playing against normal CPU pitchers. Like, I would time the ball perfectly, and apparently I was early. And I know I was timing it well because I've played this game long enough to know how to time the bat swing. But since the guy was throwing like 55 miles an hour, even when you time it perfect, it was still early. So I decided at one point, at about this point, I was like, okay, I'll just start swinging late. And it ended up actually working well. You see, I got good timing on that. And if you don't see it, after each swing in the bottom left corner, it'll give you a result on my contact and my timing on the swing. So these are very important things because these are what the scouts are looking at. They're going to actually base my my whole evaluation. I'm not sure if you guys are able to read it, but it's gonna be based off my timing, my distance, like how far I hit the ball, and my contact on the ball. So it wasn't the most impressive showcase there to begin with. I would say I did decent, maybe a little bit below average. So it definitely wasn't actually up to par to how I wanted to perform, considering that I'm coming into this draft trying to impress scouts with my hitting ability. Obviously not my fielding on that first play as I let the ball roll right by me. So what I'm trying to impress scouts with is my ability to hit the ball. That's what I have going for me. So the fact that I didn't do all too well in that hitting drill made me a little bit upset, made me feel like my draft stock might not actually end up being that good. But in the end, it didn't come back to hurt me all that much. It's right here. You see, we're doing the fielding drills. A few of these situations were a little bit weird. Right there, the ball just kind of went between my legs. Now, I don't know what was going on here because I think this might just have been an issue within the first day that the game came out, or maybe it still is an issue. But I have some other friends who do Road to the Shows as well, and we were discussing, we were talking as we were all playing. We were all starting a Road to the Show at the same time, playing together, and I was not the only one having difficulties fielding ground balls. I don't know what it was, but something about this showcase, it made it really difficult to field a ground ball. Like, the ball would go between your legs, it would go a little bit too fast to one direction, and you just wouldn't be able to actually catch up with it. So I don't know, that could just be me. Maybe I was just struggling and it was just a me issue. I don't know if you guys have had the same issue as well. But yeah, as you can tell, I struggled a little bit here on the fielding drill, at least early on. Here at the back end of the drill, I'm starting to pick it up a little bit. I'm starting to impress scouts a little bit more with my ability to actually field the baseball, which is kind of funny because that's not what I worked on whatsoever. But yeah, so the Bozeman Scouting Combine is going decent here. I don't know if my goal is to make it to max green on that Scouting Combine, but I had no intention of being able to do that. That's ridiculously good. But maybe comment down below, in your Road to the Show character, how high have you gone that draft stock? Because I'm curious. Of course, this is the highest I've gone, because I've only done one Road to the Show, and this is it. So I'm curious how well you guys have done. I don't watch any Road to the Shows on YouTube or anything, so I don't really know how high you can get that draft stock bar. But I only got like 1/3 of the way. So if you can get it all the way, then I guess I performed pretty bad. But we're continuing to go here. Of course, there's a lot more to the evaluation than just this Bozeman Scouting Combine. After this, we are actually going to have a couple showcase games where we're actually playing a game and trying to showcase our skills there. And to me, the showcase game should mean a lot more to the scouts because, of course, what you do in a game is much more important than what you can do in training or in a drill. So right here after the training, you see a few scouts come up to us. A couple guys are interested in that scout, may be from the team I get drafted by, which makes me have to re-emphasize the draft will be at the end of this video. So if you guys hold on and watch through all this fielding and everything, you will have a chance to see who I get drafted by is right here. One of my first fielding plays, the ball just goes right underneath my glove. Now, I want to emphasize, I did not show every single one of my at-bats. I only showed a few of them. I only showed a few of my fielding plays because I didn't really want to bore you guys with too much of it. Now, typically when I'm going to be editing this series, I won't be editing it like this. The only reason I'm doing it like this right now is because there's only so many at-bats in this showcase, and of course each one of them means so much. So I felt like I wanted to show you guys the majority of them, but when I go into real editing, I'll only show you my best at-bats throughout a course of a couple of weeks or something like that. Or maybe I'll even show you the most important game I play, maybe like a whole month once I make it to the majors. I have plenty of different editing ideas, and I think I'm going to try all of them out. So hopefully you guys can give me some feedback on what editing idea you think will be best once a few more videos come out and I try a few more things. But right here, you see I actually get a pretty nice amount of the barrel on the ball, and that will be just enough of the bat to actually get it over the right field wall, and that will be a home run. The first home run technically in my guy's career, besides if you want to count that one in training in the Bozeman Scouting Combine, but that one's going to go over the right center field fence, and we're going to get a couple of RBI there as well, of course, a home run. So the scouts are pretty impressed, but right here we're going into actually our second day of the whole draft combine. I didn't really show you guys much of this. You see I showed you my first app out of the game, and this is my last app of the game. I'm just going to pop up, and the reason I did that is because I pretty sure I went over 4 in this game, so there was really nothing to be impressed by. I was actually the last out in this game, so we're going to walk out of here with a loss. So I'm going to be quiet here. The draft is about to go underway. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button below. Make sure to comment your opinion of this series in the comment section below. And lastly, subscribe if you have not already. Stay tuned to this series and other series I got going on my channel. Please enjoy the draft. Please tell me how you feel about the team I get drafted by, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
In the third round, the Atlanta Braves select Will Bright, a second baseman from the Central Region. With the 4th pick of the third round, the Oakland Athletics select Harrison Adams, a third baseman from the West Region.
We're into the third round now of the MLB first year. What do you think about that most recent selection?
Well, the jury is still out on him. At least that's what I feel. We got to see him play against some of the top draft talent recently, and he played okay, but it wasn't anything overly impressive. This organization must have seen something they liked in him, though, so maybe they'll be able to get the most out of his talent.
Yeah, you know, I like this pick. Ike is right. He is by no means a sure thing coming out of this draft, but I have a feeling that he could turn out to be a little bit of a sleeper pick. Plus, I think he really helps fill one of the organization's needs. We're going to have to wait and see, of course, but I'm sure he's ready and really excited to get that minor league career started.